Great, let's start sitting. So sit comfortably. Start sitting on the block or the blanket, make yourself comfortable, and we just take a few deep breaths. Okay. Make sure that you feel your sitting bones grounded, and then lengthen from the base of the spine upwards. From the hips to your armpits, lift your arms, you can exaggerate, lift, then rest your shoulder blades flat on your upper back. Your hands somewhere on your thighs, thumb and finger connected, chin level. Back of the head moving slightly back to elongate your neck. And then softly close your eyes. Notice your breath. You're going to take a few deep breaths. Inhaling deep into the abdomen, middle chest, upper chest. And as you exhale, exaggerate, squeeze your tummy muscles in. Exhale fully. And again, inhale, expand and soften. Exhale, draw your core muscles in, and so on. Breath is deep and flowing. Let's bring awareness to the whole of the rib cage, and just notice how the rib cage can expand. When you inhale, your rib cage can expand to the sides, to the front, to the back. Feel that expansion. And as you exhale, keep your sternum and your clavicle bones lifted. You want to keep that sense of fullness, sense of expansion. And breathe in deeply. Enjoy your deep breath. Remind yourself about your intention. We all have intentions. Your intention can be very small or very big. Your intention can be just for this yoga class, or for a day, for a few days ahead. And if you are in doubt, ask yourself, how are you committed to yourself? How are you committed to your health? And find the inspiration in your answer. And keep your breath deep, flowing, enjoyable through the rest of the practice. Let's take another deep breath. And then open your eyes. Relax your arms and your legs and come on your all fours. Okay, we do cat and cow stretch. Start to warm up. Keep hands beneath your shoulders, knees directly beneath the hips, toes under. Inhale and look up. And as you exhale, round. Exhale fully. Inhale, abdomen down. Lift your heart, look upwards. And again, exhale and round. Inhale, abdomen down, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, tummy muscles engaged. Inhale and look up. Let's do once more. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up. And then bring your back parallel to the floor in neutral position. Let's step back with the knees or move your hands forward where you have more space on your yoga mat. And come up to down facing dog. Squeeze your arms, squeeze your shoulders, lift your hips, lift, lift, lift as high as you can up towards the ceiling. And then sport walk a few times. Make your right knee, then the left. Let's do this a few times. Straighten the back of the legs, easy, nice and easy stretch. Just start to warm up. And perhaps you want to move the hips from side to side, gently, softly. This is just a warm up, nice and easy movements. Well done. And then come up on your tiptoes, look between your hands, bend your knees, walk towards your hands into your forward bend. Make space between your feet, hips width apart or a little wider. And then squeeze the legs, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One hand at the back of the pelvis, let's check which way the pelvis tipping forward or back. And it's okay to have your knees bent forward to allow the pelvis to tip forward. Maybe hold your elbows if that's alright. And we're going to move from side to side. Let's do it gently. One side and another side. We start to warm up the back. The back, the hips, the shoulders have a lovely stretch here as well. And if you want to straighten one leg, then another leg, try this as well. If that works for you, but don't worry, you don't have to do everything. Let's take another deep breath, stretch into one side and another side, and then come back to the middle. Take a moment, squeeze the legs, take your hands to the hips, lift your elbows, lift your shoulders, lift your chin, engage your tummy muscles, and then come up with the strong tummy muscles and strong legs. And then relax your arms and roll your shoulders, just soften, soften, soften. Okay, well done. Interlace your fingers in front and then invert your hands and let's stretch upwards. Stretch and lengthen from side to side, wiggle. Well done. And you don't have to go far, just enjoy the stretch. Stretch and lengthen. That's very good. Take another deep breath. And then come back to the middle. Relax your arms and interlace your fingers behind. Okay, bend your knees forward. We're going to forward bend and then we're going to lift the arms. Okay, inhale. Lengthen, bend your knees forward, bring your chest over your thighs, relax your neck. I want you to nod your head so the neck is soft and relaxed. And then squeeze your shoulders at the back and lift your arms. On the inhale, try to wiggle away from the hips and lengthen. And then exhale and bow over your legs. And again, inhale, stretch a little bit away from the hips. Exhale, squeeze the legs and bow. Well done. Carry on. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Exhale and bow. Twice more. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, squeeze the legs and bow. We do once more. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, squeeze your legs and bow a little deeper. Lift your arms a little higher. Lovely shoulder stretch. And the hamstring stretch. You feel back of the legs. And then lower your arms. Bend your knees forward. Squeeze your feet and your shins. And then come up standing. Exhale and relax your arms. And again, roll your shoulders, soften. Okay, great. Please do find a block or the brick. So I have a brick with me today. If you have blocks, maybe take 2 blocks. And it depends how skinny you are on the legs. So what we want the block or the brick between the inner thighs. If you don't have a block at home, maybe just roll the blanket or a couple of cushions between your inner thighs. When you look at your feet, you want to see space between your feet, hips width apart. And we try to make feet parallel, looking at the mount of your second toes and middle of your ankles. Let's make those lines parallel. So your heels would be a little wider than your toes a little bit more in. Okay, I'm going to stand sideways to you now. So what we're going to do, we're going to squeeze that block with the inner thighs. Take your hands to the hips. Okay, and with the inner thighs, we're going to move the block back. Moving block back, and you can exaggerate this move. Okay, now lengthening the tailbone, hug the block a little stronger and move the block forward. And you bend your knees now. We're just moving out of the alignment. And again, you're going to squeeze the block and move the block back. Well done. And then lengthening the tailbone, moving the block forward. Okay, well done. Let's do that a few times. Okay, moving the block back. And then moving the block forward, and again moving the block back, and moving the block forward. Well done. We do once more. Move the block back, use your inner thighs, lengthen the tailbone, move the block forward. Well done. Take the block into your hands and just shake your legs. Relax, relax, relax. So what we try to do here, we try to create a couple of movements in a spiral when the energy draws in. And with your inner thighs, you're moving all the energy back. And that helps you to create more space between the sitting bones, more space for the hips, for your hamstrings. And when we did this lengthening the tailbone, this is called outer spiral, and the energy goes this way. And what we're trying to do next time, we're not trying to move the hips forward, we try to keep hips there, above your ankles. And that gives us a little bit more stability and strength. Okay, so let's try that together again. Take the block between your inner thighs, block or the brick, whatever you have, or the blanket. Now hug that block, take your hands again to the hips, inhale, lengthen. Okay, let's do this inner spiral where the energy draws in, we hug the block and we move with the inner thighs, the block back. So you notice that your hips moving back, you're creating big curve in the lower back, and that's okay. Okay, that's okay, we're going to rebalance this now. So lengthening the tailbone, I want you to hug the block a little bit stronger. Okay, as you're lengthening the tailbone, try not to exaggerate, try not to move the hips forward again. We want the hips there, above your ankles. And if this happens and you try and you think about losing the balance, so what you do, you lift your toes upwards. That gives you more stability, more energy for this drawing in movement. Okay, lengthening the tailbone, lengthening through the whole spine, hips there above your ankles. Again, look at the side and check. Okay, hips there. I want my hips there above my ankles. Tummy muscles engaged. And then just relax your arms by the sides, palms facing forward. Okay, how are you feeling? So what I want you to notice that your back and your pelvis feels good. So there is no tension and definitely no pain. So if you feel you need to do a little bit of more of this movement called inner spiral, moving back, please do this a little bit more movement to ease your back. Or maybe you need a little bit of this movement when you lengthen the tailbone. Hug the block a little stronger. Maybe this is what you need. Engage your tummy muscles a little more to support your back. So we're going to find, so we're all different. We all have different structure of the body. Maybe we need a little bit of this, moving the hips back. Maybe we need a little bit of tailbone and more engagement of the tummy muscles. So find that neutral position. And your hips definitely above your ankles. Okay, if you're there, try to relax your toes if your toes lifted. Okay, and just check how you feel. Okay, ideally you want to feel steady, balanced, and you want to see, or you feel that the hips above your ankles, shoulders above the hips, crown and the head above the shoulders. Maybe you need to move your ears a little bit more back. Move your ears a little bit more back. Lengthen. Okay, how's the block? You're still hugging that block between your inner thighs. Keep that muscle energy in, hugging this block. This is your Tadasana or mountain pose. Well done. And then relax. Take the block into your hands and shake your legs. They just shake. Well done. So we're going to remember this energy when we move the block back and forward. So this is very important movements when you want more space for the lower back, and more space for the hips and your hamstrings. Okay, move the block to the side. Okay, then come to the front of your mat. So we're going to do down facing dog. Yes, and I want you to keep your block handy. So when we come up to down facing dog, we're going to use this block again. We're going to use this block between the inner thighs. Okay, bring your hands to your chest. Okay, check space between your feet, hips width apart. Inhale, lift your sternum. Exhale, relax your arms. Inhale, gentle back bend, or just straighten upwards, and as you exhale, forward bend, bend your knees if you need. Touch the floor or your shins, and then inhale and stretch forward, moving the inner thighs back. Exhale, squeeze the legs and bow. And we do it again. Inhale, lengthening, stretching forward. Exhale, squeeze the legs, moving your inner thighs back like you're moving the block back with your inner thighs. We do once more again. Inhale and stretch. Exhale, squeeze the legs, bow a little deeper. Now move your hands by the side of your heels and step back with your right foot back. High leg lunge or lower leg lunge, whatever is suitable for you. Squeeze the legs, lengthen the tailbone, lift your chest. Take a deep breath. And then stepping back into the plank or half plank. Squeeze your arms, engage your shoulders deeper into the upper back. And think about you having the block between your inner thighs. Imagine that block. Hug the block with your inner thighs. Lift your hips a little bit higher, like you're moving the block back. Now lengthen the tailbone. Hug imaginary block stronger. And then lean forward. Knees, elbows, or maybe just bend your elbows. Lie down. Point your toes back. Check your shoulders lifted. And we come up to raised cobra, lengthening the tailbone a lot. And then come up, slow, no rush. Elbows down, elbows in, double chin, lift your chin a little. Inhale. And as you exhale, drag your hands back and stretch forward. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Keep your shoulders lifted, toes under. We come up to down facing dog. Let's come on all fours first. Then grab the block and place the block between your inner thighs. Okay, block or the brick, whatever you have. And then come up, down facing dog. Lift your hips high, squeeze your shoulders, press all finger pads into the floor. And again, notice your block, you're hugging the block. With your knees bent, move the block back. Give yourself more space. And back, and back, and back. And then straighten the legs. So just check how you feel. Squeeze the block, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze between your inner thighs. Move the block back. Well done. A little bit of tailbone here. Not much, just a tiny bit. Squeeze the block, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze with your inner thighs. Moving the block back. Give yourself more space to stretch. Enjoy the stretch. Great. On your next inhale, come up on your tiptoes. Bring your knees down. Move the block to the side. Okay. And we're going to step forward with the right foot forward, outside of your right foot, or right hand rather. Squeeze the legs. Come up with your hands on your front knee. Lengthening the tailbone. Squeeze your tummy muscles and then stretch your arms. Crescent moon pose. Deep breath. Draw the legs towards the midline like you're squeezing the block between your inner thighs. That's the energy. And you stretch away from the hips. Deep breath in. And then exhale, touch the floor. You're going to step back. Deep breath. Stretch. On your next inhale, on your tiptoes, bring your knees down, step forward with your left foot outside of your left hand. Squeeze the legs, hands to your front knee. Lengthening the tailbone, tummy muscles in. Stretch your arms. Deep breath. Checking again, how's your lower back doing? A little bit more of the tailbone, more tummy muscles, supporting your back, and stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale, touch the floor. Come on your all fours. Again, find the block, place the block between your inner thighs. Come up to down facing dog again. Lift your hips, squeeze your arms and your shoulders. With your knees bent, move the block back and back and back. Feel that you're creating more space between your hips, between the sitting bones. A little bit of tailbone. Squeeze your legs and move the legs back. With your inner thighs, moving the block back, stretching nicely. And you can create as much effort as you need. It's up to you. Deep breath. On your next inhale, come up on your tiptoes, bring your knees down to the floor, move the block to the side, and then again come up with your knees off the floor and walk towards your hands into your forward bend. Make space between your feet, hips width apart, squeeze the legs, imagine the block between your inner thighs, you're squeezing the legs, squeezing that imaginary block, press down with your feet and come up, inhale. Saluting to the sun, exhale, hands to your heart, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, inhale and stretch, exhale, forward bend, strong legs, squeeze, 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 touch the floor, inhale on your finger pads and stretch forward, exhale and bow, move your hands by the side of your heels, left foot back, high leg lunge, take a deep breath, squeeze the legs, Lengthen the tailbone and lift your chest, deep breath. Stepping back into the plank or half plank, whatever is suitable for you. Squeeze your arms, squeeze your shoulders, tummy muscles lifted. Again, thinking about the block, imaginary block between your inner thighs. Move the block back. Then lengthen the tailbone towards your heels, tummy muscles strong. Lean forward, knees, elbows, or just bend your elbows. Lie down on your tummy, point your toes back. Checking shoulders lifted, elbows in, lengthen the tailbone, come up, shoulders lower, do the double chin, lift your chin a little, inhale, and as you exhale, drag your hands back and stretch forward, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Toes under, down facing dog, deep breath. Imagine the block between your inner thighs, maybe with your knees bent, hug imaginary block, and move your inner thighs back. Little bit of tailbone, just a tiny bit, and then stretch. Deep breath. On your next inhale, come up on your tiptoes, look between your hands, left leg up, step forward, big step forward, back where you started. Looking at your right foot, we're going to hop behind your left. So this is your warrior 2 pose. We're going to come up to warrior 2. Squeeze the legs and come up. Big circle with your right arm and come up standing. Warrior 2. And checking your front knee above your front ankle. Hips moving back. We want to see the back hip in line with your knee and your back ankle. Let's just check that back hip. Okay, stretch your arms, looking over your left. And if you're challenging the strength on your legs, maybe sit a little lower, but watch your front knee. Front knee staying there, above your front ankle. If you need more space, use exactly your back foot back and go lower. Super strong legs. Squeeze the legs towards the midline. Lots of tummy muscles. Breathe deeply. On your next inhale, let's stretch a little bit more. And then stretching forward. Extended side stretch, elbow to your knee. Right arm over the head. And let's check the back hip again. Move the back hip back, press your back foot into the floor and have a good stretch. Maybe touch the floor with your left hand at the back of your left foot if it's appropriate, but don't worry to do everything. Okay, have a good stretch, that top shoulder, right shoulder moving back. Maybe even a look up above the right elbow. Love the shoulder stretch here. Inhale. And as you exhale, look down. Engage your core muscles. Touch the floor. Step back to down facing dog. Take a deep breath. And again, imagine the block between your inner thighs. Squeeze the block. Move your inner thighs back into the space between the sitting bones. Little bit of tailbone. And stretch your legs back. Have a good stretch. Deep breath. On your next inhale, come up on your tiptoes, be changing sides, right leg up, step forward, big step forward, back where you started, help with your hand is good if you need. Look at your left foot, hop behind your right, front heel in line with the middle of your back and step, squeeze the legs and come up standing, inhale, looking over the right, checking your front knee, again above your front ankle, checking this alignment, hips moving back. Sit lower if you want to challenge your legs, or if it's okay with you, with your back, with your hips. Engage in your tummy muscles, checking your back hip in line with your knee and your back ankle. Strong core muscles, open shoulders, strong yogi with open heart. Inhale. And as you exhale, stretch, elbow to your knee. Left arm over the head, look to the side or look up. And if it's alright with you, maybe touch the floor with your right hand at the back of your right heel and have a good stretch. Back hip still moving back, a little bit of tailbone and your front hip moving forward. Deep breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, look down, touch the floor. We're going to step back down facing dog. And again, imagine the block, bend your knees forward, squeeze your thighs, move your inner thighs back. Little bit of tailbone, straighten the legs if you can. Okay, listening to your body, and remember, you don't have to do everything. On your next inhale, come up on your tiptoes, look between your hands, bend your knees, walk towards your hands. Into your forward bend. Let's check space between your feet, hips width apart or wider. Squeeze the legs. Keep that energy in the legs. Press down with your feet and come up. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Hands to your heart. Take a deep breath. And then relax your arms. Okay, well done. Well done. That was very good practice. Have a drink, have a little break, and then we carry on. Well done. So we're going to squat and then sit on the floor. So if it's okay with you, the squat looks like that. We're going lower this way, as low as you can. If it's not good for your knees, what you do? You keep your feet parallel, your knees parallel, and you go into the chair pose. So this is a little bit easier for the knees if you need it, or maybe even with your arms over the head. So please do adjust to your practice. So if you follow me, we're going to the squat. Take your feet as wide as your yoga mat, and then stretch your arms in front. We go halfway down first. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's go halfway, pushing the hips back, and your knees back, and your hips back. Halfway, how are you feeling? Now, strong tummy muscles come up. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Okay, great. So what I do for my knees, to give my knees more support, I lift my toes upwards, and that gives me lovely engagement of the shins to support my knees. Please do the same if you need it. Stretch your arms, inhale, and as you exhale again halfway, just check how you feel there. Maybe you can go a little lower, and go up. Okay, well done. We're going to come up now, strong core muscles, and lift. Well done, relax. Next time, we go all the way down, if that's okay. Stretch your arms. Inhale. Exhale. Moving the hips back. You can stop where you feel this is just enough. You can stop only halfway. That's okay. Maybe go a little lower. If you're very low, bring your hands together. And with your elbows, take your knees a little wider apart. Okay, so what I want you to notice your back. I'll show you sideways. I want you to keep your back straight if possible. So try not to round your back. Back is straight, lift your chest. Engage all your core muscles. Well done. We're going to sit on the floor now. If it's appropriate, maybe hold the floor and sit on the floor, or maybe you need to stretch your arms. That's nice. Challenging your balance and then sit on the floor, or get up and then sit in your fashion way. So I'm going to try this way and stretch your legs in front. Give your legs a little shake. Okay, relax, relax, relax. Okay, great. So next, watch me for a moment, please. We're going to do this baby cradle pose. And the options here, holding heel and your knee, we're going to rock the baby leg, or going under your shin, go on and rocking the baby leg, or foot into the crease of your arm, and then you hug your knee, and then you rock the baby leg. So what will help you here to be a little bit more at ease with your back and your hips, to sit on the block or the brick. So the brick is too high for me. I'm going to bring my block. The block is just right for me. This is my block, so it's not as high as the brick. So please do adjust. Grab the blanket, grab the block, sit on it, and we do it together. Okay, I'm your mirror. Let's bring your right foot in. If it's okay with your right knee, you can keep your legs straight if you need. Okay, left foot, holding your heel and your knee, and you flex your foot, look at your toes, spread your toes a lot. Okay, maybe this is you, or maybe you can go with your arms under your shin bone. Okay, checking again your foot flexed. Okay, maybe this is you, or foot into the crease of your arm, and you hug your knee, interlace your fingers, and you're going to rock this baby leg. Lovely stretch. So you feel lots going on around your hip. your lower back, back of the pelvis. Have a good stretch. Adjust into your posture all the time to your practice. Adjust into the practice. We just want to have a good stretch to feel better in our body. And if you feel pain, back off. Choose different option. Okay, maybe this is your variation. This is good, this is somewhere between. Or the beginner's option, this is lovely. Bring in more mobility, more flexibility to the hip. Well done. Let's come to the middle. Let's lift foot a little bit higher. And then squeeze this baby leg to your chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. How's your core muscles? Can you squeeze your core muscles in? Well done. And then relax. Relax your both legs. Let's just give them a little shake. Relax, relax, relax. All right, let's do another side. So take your left foot in. Look at your right. Go on your heel. Spread your toes a lot. And hold your heel and your knee. So maybe this is your option. Or moving arms under your shin bone. Just check how you feel on this side. We might feel completely different on this side. So foot into the crease of your arm if that's okay with you. Check your toes active. Draw your toes closer to your shin. Keep them active all the time. And then rock this baby leg. Okay. Nice and easy. Have a good stretch. Okay. Engage your core muscles. Just draw your tummy muscles in. And we try to sit straight, okay, or straighter as much as we can. Trying to keep upliftment a little bit more. Lift, take a deep breath, lift your chest. Well done. Have a good posture. Okay. You can adjust to any options. Again, remind you, this is the somewhere between the middle option. Or holding your heel and your knee, rocking the baby leg. This is good. Lovely stretch. Well done. And then come to the middle. Okay, lift your foot higher. And we're going to squeeze this baby leg. Squeeze. Have a good stretch. Are you sitting straight? Deep breath. And then relax. Relax your both legs. Stretch your legs to the front. Give them a little shake. Relax, relax, relax. Well done. So watch me for the next one. So I'll show you options for the next one. So we're going to do this hero pose. We're going to start with a half hero pose. And then we do it the full posture if it's appropriate for your knees. So please do remember, you don't have to do everything. Okay. Options here. You might need the block or the brick for the next. We're going to lean to one side and we're going to take one foot back. So on the side way, it looks like that. When you're taking one foot back, okay, you want to keep your shin parallel to the side of your mat. And ideally, you want to sit as close as possible towards the floor. Maybe this is not possible. So this is where you find the block or the brick and you sit on it. And if it's appropriate, if you sit in here, then maybe stretch another leg forward, thighs parallel, and we're going to have a lovely stretch here. We're going to work this leg. We're going to press the front of the foot into the floor to engage the shin muscles and have a little lift here off the floor. So let's try. Yeah, let's try, and then we change side. Okay. Okay. Block. Get ready. Block or folded blanket. Let's do it together. Yeah, we're going, I'm your mirror. Let's lean to the left. We're going to do right leg. Okay, lean into the left and take your right foot back. Okay, and you're looking at your back foot. Okay, I sit sideways again to you. Okay, you're looking at the back foot and you want to spread your toes a lot. Okay, and it's okay to start easy, lifting that right hip off the floor. Spread your toes, press your toenails into the floor, front of the foot. Take your hands to the hip and lengthen. And you can stop here if you feel, okay, this is just enough. I feel lots of pressure on my knee. So maybe just back off, lift your hips higher, lean to the side more. Or we're going to try to move that thigh bone back into the hip joint and we try to sit closer and closer and closer towards that foot. But don't worry, you don't have to go all the way. So you can keep your hip lifted, Work this foot, press your toenails into the floor, press, 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 so strong that you have this space. Notice that space between your ankle joint and your yoga mat. And if you're sitting on the floor, if you're quite flexible on your hips here and your knee is fine, maybe you straighten your leg, straighten your other leg to the front. If you need to sit on the block, please do sit on a block. That gives more space for your knee joint. Okay, maybe this way. And stretch your arms upwards, or just one arm. If you're still on the side, just do one arm, or both arms, interlace your fingers. Have a lovely shoulder stretch, relax your neck. And again, let's check that back foot. Press down, press, 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 toenails into the floor, so you feel that shin muscle engaged, supporting your knees. And you join the thighs in, towards the midline, squeeze your thighs. Have a good stretch, no pain please. So whatever option you're practicing, sitting on a block or not on a block. Well done. And then relax, relax. Swing your legs to the front and shake your legs, relax, relax, shake your legs. Okay, we're going to change side. Okay, again, block next to you if you need it. And lean into the right now, lean into the right. Taking left foot back, okay, checking again that left foot, I see it sideways to you, okay, so we check again, we spread the toes, okay, we spread the toes, lean to the side more if you need, okay, pressing your toenails into the floor, that shin parallel to the long side or side of the mat, inhale. Lengthen, exhale, moving the thigh bone back into your hip joint, and you're going to try to sit lower and lower and lower. Not on top of the foot, next to the foot. And if it's appropriate, straighten your other leg. Sit on the block if you need, like so. Block beneath your sitting bones, and still working this leg. Pressing toenails into the floor, the front of the foot, shin muscles engaged, supporting your knee joint. And maybe stretch your arms, or just one if you're still sitting on the side, just one arm. Have a lovely side stretch, or two arms. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Still working this foot, press into the floor, press, press, press. Little space between your ankle joint and your yoga mat. Feel a lovely stretch here in the front of the thigh. Squeeze your thighs towards each other. Another deep breath. And then relax. Okay. Stretch your legs to the front. Give your legs a little shake. Relax, relax, relax. Brilliant. For the full posture, please watch me for a moment. You might need more than a block. You might need a block and a brick. Okay, if you have it home. If you don't, fold the blanket. Couple of cushions will do nicely. So it looks like that. So we're going to start, shall we start first this way. We're going to start with your thighs parallel and your feet wider. So feet wider. So this is where you're going to sit between your feet, This is where you're going to place the blocks between your feet. Blocks or the bricks or whatever you need. So goes there between your feet, between your heels, just for your sitting bones. And when you're there in this shape, in this posture, again, we're going to stretch the arms upwards. We're going to create the length and engage in the core muscles. And if you don't need to do this, maybe you don't need another block, maybe you can sit on the floor comfortably for your knees, maybe this is your option. Yeah. So let's start together. So keep the blocks handy. Okay, take knees, hips width apart, your feet wider. Okay, and again we're going to focus on pressing the toenails into the floor, front of the feet, so strong that you have this little space, okay, little lift, ankle joints lifted over the floor. If you're not sure, block or break there between your feet. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, draw the legs towards the midline, move the hips back, and you sit. Sit on the blocks, bricks, so whatever you need. Fold the blanket, few cushions there if you need. Listen to your knees joints. So if it's too much for the joints, adjust. Bring more height If this is completely not appropriate, don't worry. Don't worry, you can skip this posture. Okay, checking again feet. Press into the floor. Press, press, press. Little space here between your ankle joints and yoga mat. This is good. This is all engaging. Squeeze the thighs in towards the midline. And then perhaps stretch. Stretch your arms upwards. I want you to think about your back. A little bit of tailbone. Lots of tummy muscles. And stretch up. Stretch. Press the feet into the floor. Front of the feet. Press, press, press. And again, look at your inner thighs. Draw in. Squeeze them. Imagine that block between the inner thighs. You want to hug this imaginary block. Hug with your inner thighs. Draw towards the midline. That gives more stability for your knee joints. Press your feet into the floor. Stretch up. Okay. Deep breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, release. Come on your all fours. Lift the blocks there. And stretch one leg at a time back. One leg, push the heel back. Stretch the back of the knee. And stretch another leg. Stretch, push the heel back. Stretching the back of the knee. We're going to repeat once more. Okay, and again. Knees, hips width apart. Feet widen. And pressing feet into the floor. Squeeze the legs and sit back. Okay, little bit of tailbone. Lots of tummy muscles. And stretch up. Extend, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Press your feet into the floor. Look at your thighs. Hug your thighs towards the midline. Stretch. Okay, listening to your body. Maybe you can go low, maybe not. It doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter. Listening to your knee joints. Keep extending upwards. Press your feet into the floor. Lengthen, lengthen. Okay, it doesn't matter how far you go or what option you practice. Hug your legs towards the midline. Press your feet into the floor and stretch. Listening to the knee joints. We just want to have a good stretch for the muscles around the joints. Strengthening, stretching the muscles around the joints to become more flexible. Inhale. And as you exhale, release, come on your all fours. Now I want you to move the blocks to the side and come up to down facing dog. And in this down facing dog, I want you to bring feet together. So feet together, knees together, start with your knees bent, lengthen through your spine, lengthen, lengthen, squeeze the legs and then extend your legs. Okay, so you have a little bit different stretch now here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your knees, squeeze your feet, squeeze your knees, and stretch your legs back. So this is a good stretch for all the muscles around the back of the knees. Stretch, 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 squeeze the legs, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And it doesn't matter how far you're moving your legs. If you have to keep your knees bent, it's also good. Squeeze, 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 tummy muscles lifted. Stretch. Another deep breath. And then come up on your tiptoes, bring your knees down to the floor, sit into the child pose, take your knees wide, big toes touching, and sit back as close as possible, closer to your heels, and relax. Relax your forehead on the floor or on your hands, or maybe you need to use fists, just soften there and relax. Take another couple of deep breaths. On your next inhale, lift your head, slide your hands to your knees. Okay, well done. Watch me for a moment. So for the last posture for today. We're going to lie down and we're going to do the screen wipers twist. So it looks like that. You're going to take your arms to the sides, bend your elbows or stretch your arms and flexing the feet, toes active, and we're going to move like so from side to side a few times, and then you just stay there, relax your arms, relax your legs, and you stay and relax in your Shavasana. So if you need to put your socks on, jumpers on, please do it now, and also grab the blanket. You can cover yourself with the blanket and make yourself very comfortable. Okay, let's have a little drink before relaxation, so that will help you to relax and allow the healing to take place. Keep hydrating through the practice. Okay, lie down, relax. Make yourself very comfortable. Okay, and then bend your knees. Have space between your feet, hips width apart. I'll do that with you. And you move your legs from side to side. So flex your feet. That gives you nice support for your knee joints. Keep your toes active. And this is lovely for the lower back. Nice and easy stretch. Especially before relaxation. Before moving to Shavasana. And then just straighten your legs. Cover yourself with a blanket if you need. Arms away from your body. And let's check the alignment. So what I want you to do, press your hips into the floor stronger. And you have this space between the lower back and your yoga mat. Have that space, natural alignment of the lower back. And then completely relax your legs. Relax your legs. Ideally, you want back of the thighs on the floor and your toes reaching upwards. Wiggle your shoulders, relax your shoulder blades, arms away from your body, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Move your head gently from side to side, relaxing all neck muscles. And then come back to the middle and smile. And leave the beginning of the smile on your face. I will be sitting for you. Okay, I will sit and guide you through relaxation. Notice your breath. Allow your breath to slow down. Count your breath in and your breath out. For example, inhale for count of 5 and exhale for count of 10. This is just an example. You can choose your own count and just make your exhalations twice longer than your inhalations. Inhale for count of 5, for example. Exhale for count of 10. And you're using your long exhalations to soften, relaxing into the steady support beneath you. Exhale and soften, letting go of all the unnecessary tension. With each breath, becoming softer and more relaxed. Finding your own way to the still, calm center of your being, to a place of wholeness, completeness, and integrity. From this place of calmness, you become more sensitive to how you feel and think. You might get thrown off center by life's challenges. And when you do, you find your way back again and again to this place of wholeness, completeness, and integrity. Slow down your breath, slow down your emotions and feelings. From this place of calmness, we can make choices to create the world around us a better place. And a little mantra for you for today. Everything you have, you need. And everything you need, you have. Everything you have, you need. And everything you need, you have. Now, as your relaxation and meditation comes to the end, bring your awareness back to your surroundings, back to the room you are in, to your friends, to your family, to your pets next to you. Deepen your breath, extend your inhalations and exhalations. Then wriggle your toes and your fingers. Slide your legs together, arms by the side of your body. Inhale and stretch. Take your arms over your head. Stretch away from the waistline. And when you feel sufficiently stretched, bend your knees to your chest, hug your knees and gently rock from side to side, reawakening the lower back. And then roll over to your right hand side and come up to the sitting. Sit comfortably for a moment with your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then slightly lean back just to feel strong support of your back muscles. Support, steadiness of the universe. Reflect your practice, reflect your intention of the practice. Notice how you feel. Enjoy extra strength, flexibility, and clarity of mind. Traditionally, we finish class with one gentle Om. Exhale first. Inhale. Om. Bow your head to your heart, to the light within you, and open your eyes. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much. Namaste. And have a lovely day.